Whenever we talk about IT infrastructure, the conversation almost instinctively drifts to the giants. You hear Cisco, and you think about cables, routers, the plumbing of the internet. But there's this other layer, right? A layer that actually decides whether an application sinks or swims.
Exactly. It's the difference between building a highway and actually managing the traffic that drives on it. You can have the best pavement in the world. That's your basic networking. But if you don't have traffic lights, speed enforcement, or security checkpoints, that highway becomes a parking lot. Or worse, a crime scene.
That is a vivid image. And that brings us to today's deep dive, F5. It's a name that holds a lot of weight in the enterprise world, but it feels like a specialized club. If you aren't in it, you don't quite get it. So for the professionals listening who feel stuck in general networking, why are we looking at F5 certifications today?
Because the landscape has shifted. We aren't just moving packets anymore. We are delivering applications. F5 is the king of ADN, Application Delivery Networking. If you want to move your career from I fix internet connections to I architect how global applications survive in the cloud, this is the blueprint. And honestly, it's where the higher salaries are hiding.
Well, you certainly have my attention with higher salaries. But let's not put the cart before the horse. If I'm a network engineer looking at this mountain, where do I even start? The acronyms alone, LTM, DNS, ASM, it's like a soup.
It can be intimidating, but F5 actually structures it like a video game with levels. You can't fight the boss until you clear the tutorial. It starts with Exam 101, the Application Delivery Fundamentals. It's the gatekeeper. It proves you know the basics of the OSI model and traffic management. But the real Level 1 is the F5 Certified Big IP Administrator, or F5CA.
Big IP, that's their flagship, right?
It is. Think of Big IP as the Swiss Army knife of the data center. It does load balancing, security, access control, everything. The administrator certification proves you can keep that box running. You can troubleshoot connectivity, you can manage the device day to day. It's the foundation. You literally cannot move forward without it.
Okay, so I've got my foundation. I'm an admin. But in tech, admin sometimes feels like a plateau. How do I climb higher?
That's when you specialize. This is where the F5 Certified Technical Specialist, the CTS, comes in. You stop being a generalist and start picking your weapon. Do you want to be the master of traffic flow? You go for LTM, Local Traffic Manager. Do you want to be the security guru stopping DDoS attacks? You go for ASM, Application Security Manager.
I see. So the admin cert is the bachelor's degree, and the CTS is the master's.
Precisely. And if you really want the PhD, you go for the CSE, Certified Solution Expert. That's for the architects, the people designing the complex security or cloud solutions that keep Fortune 500 companies running.
That sounds impressive, but let's play devil's advocate. Certifications are expensive and time-consuming. Is the ROI actually there? Or is this just another badge for LinkedIn?
The data says it's worth it. We're seeing average salaries for F5 administrators starting around $77,000, with top earners pushing well past $113,000. But beyond the money, it's about job security. As companies move to the cloud, they aren't ditching F5. They're just moving the F5 instances to the cloud. They need people who understand that hybrid mess.
That's a great point. Automation might replace a cable puller, but it can't yet replace the person designing the security policy for a banking app. So if someone is listening and thinking, okay, I'm in, how do they prepare? Can they just read the manual?
Absolutely not. Please don't try that. You will fail. F5 exams are notorious for being practical. They don't just ask, what does this button do? They ask, the network is broken and the CEO is screaming. How do you fix it? You need hands-on lab time. You need to spin up a virtual edition of Big IP and break it on purpose, then fix it.
Break it to learn it. I like that philosophy.
It's the only way. Use the exam blueprints to focus your study, sure, but if you haven't configured a VLAN or set up a load balancing pool with your own hands, the exam will chew you up.
It sounds like a rigorous path, but one that transforms you from a technician into a strategist.
That's the perfect way to put it. It validates that you aren't just watching the blinking lights. You understand the logic behind them.
We're coming to the end here, and I'm thinking about the future. With everything moving toward AI and automated cloud orchestration, does learning a specific vendor's tool still make sense?
I think it makes more sense than ever. Tools change, but the logic of application delivery, availability, security, speed, that never changes. F5 is just the language we use to enforce that logic. If you master it, you aren't just learning a tool, you're learning how the modern internet actually functions at scale.
A profound place to leave it. For everyone listening, maybe it's time to stop looking at the cables and start looking at the traffic. Thanks for tuning in.